Apollinarianism. Apollinarianism states that Jesus had a divine mind, but a human body, lacking a human rational soul. This idea presented Jesus as having a divine brain in a human body. Iconoclasm, the belief that the veneration of religious images and icons is idolatrous. This belief led to a dramatic and destructive wave of image breaking across the Christian world, with beautiful religious artworks being smashed and defaced. However, in 787 AD, the Second Council of Nicaea condemned iconoclasm and upheld the veneration of icons as a legitimate practice within the Christian faith. Catharism teaches that the material world is evil, and true Christians should live a life of strict purity and asceticism. Cathars believed that a good spiritual life meant rejecting all material comforts, leading to extreme practices of fasting and celibacy. It was condemned by the Catholic Church during the 13th century.
Zwinglianism. Zwinglianism views the Lord's Supper as symbolic and stresses the authority of Scripture alone. Zwingli's followers saw communion as a holy reminder rather than a mystical transformation, making it more of a sacred memory aid. Zwingli's views were rejected by the Catholic Church and also led to disputes within Protestantism, particularly with Martin Luther.
Docetism holds that the validity of the sacraments depends on the moral purity of the clergy administering them. This belief led to a holiness police mentality among Christians, scrutinizing the personal lives of priests to determine if their sacraments were valid or not. They also believed that true Christians were only people who had suffered for their faith. People who hadn't gone through any type of pain because of their faith were not considered true Christians. Adoptionism is the belief that Jesus was born as a normal human being and was later adopted by God as his son. This belief challenges the traditional Christian doctrine of the Trinity, which states that Jesus is both fully human and fully divine from the moment of his conception.
Paulicianism emphasizes a dualistic view of good and evil, rejecting much of the Old Testament. This belief viewed the physical world as the creation of an evil God, encouraging followers to focus only on spiritual matters. It was condemned by the Byzantine Empire in the 8th and 9th centuries, with many Paulicians being murdered. Calvinism emphasizes predestination and God's sovereignty, with doctrines like total depravity and unconditional election. Calvinists believe that God has already chosen who will be saved. While not classified as a heresy within Protestant circles, it was controversial and opposed by the Roman Catholic Church during the Council of Trent, 1545 to 1563 AD, which reaffirmed traditional Catholic doctrines against Reformed teachings.
Monophysitism. This is the belief that Jesus has only one nature, either purely divine or a blend of divine and human. This idea tried to simplify the complex nature of Jesus being both God and man, but was seen as too simplistic. It was condemned at the Council of Chalcedon in 451 AD, where the Church affirmed that Jesus has two distinct natures, divine and human. Docetism is a belief that posits that Jesus Christ only appeared to be human, but was actually a purely divine being. This belief was considered heretical by mainstream Christian groups, as it challenged the idea of Jesus's true humanity. The term Docetism comes from the Greek word dokio, which means to seem or to appear. Followers of this belief argued that Jesus's physical body was an illusion, and that he only appeared to suffer and die on the cross.